What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you this review for Uncharted. In my busy time, I got to actually watch this movie, so I'm about to give you my thoughts on it. But we're gonna run through the synopsis real quick, so I can set you guys up about what my mind is at when it comes to this movie. So, treasure hunter Victor Sully Sullivan recruits street-smart Nathan Drake to help him recover a 500-year-old lost fortune amassed by explorer Ferdinand Magellan. What starts out as a heist soon becomes a globe-trotting white knuckle race to reach the prize before the ruthless Santiago Maqueda can get his hands on it. If Sully and Nate can decipher the clues and solve one of the world's most oldest mysteries, they stand to find $5 billion in treasure, but only if they can learn to work together. So, leading on from that, one thing you gotta know is that this movie, overall can't talk. Overall thing of this movie is it's working together. It's trusting. And that's what that was alluding to, was trust. And it's the thing is about that is that they kind of overdo it, like just a little bit. But it's like I'll more on that in my verdict of why I think that. But yeah, they kind of overdo it. But yeah, that's like an overall theme, and not just with Nathan, but with Sully, with Chloe, with Sam, all that type of stuff, right? They do just give you the over, and I won't really get into too much details, but I would say that the movie starts off with one in a fashion of, it starts with a scene that's later on in the movie, and then during a set action piece of that scene, you cut back to 15 years earlier, and then 15 years back to the present. Maybe like I would say like a couple of days or weeks, a couple of days to a week before that event, which they used to start the movie with. But yeah, they do that little cheesy, oh, we're gonna start here, but then cut back to show you how we got here type movie thing. But this movie, if you're looking as a person who never seen the movies, seen the games, or played the games, and you're trying to figure out, well, what games did this movie take inspiration from? And I can tell you that this movie takes the inspiration heavily. Now, remember why I say this. This is why I'm saying this game first. Heavily Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. And then a little bit of Uncharted 3, and then even more of a little bit of Part 1, Uncharted 1 and 2. I want to say, the reason why I say heavily of Part 4 is because Antonio Banderas' character and Tati, or as her character's name in the movie, Joe, are heavily inspired by two antagonists of Uncharted 4. If you have played the Uncharted games, you will know that that's why I keep calling him by his movie name. Antonio Banderas' character is inspired by the one of the antagonists of Uncharted 4 named Rafe, who was basically in the games. He was a spoiled rich kid who wanted to find the treasure. Dang, I forgot the other dude's name, but I knew one of them was two and something. It was the two pirates who basically had this pirate fortune that it has always been myth, but nobody's never found. And it was always Sam and Drake's dream to find. Well, that's what Antonio Banderas' character, he's based off of that antagonist Rafe, where here in the movie, just like in the game, he's a spoiled rich, well, not kid or man. He's more of a man. That was a man in the movie too, and in the video game, I mean, he was a man too. But he's in the movie. I would say Antonio Banderas' character is obviously way older than the character Ray from the games, but they still have the same common background. Where Antonio Banderas' character, he wants to treasure not because he wants something of his own, because he's been considered a spoiled rich guy or man, and that has never really earned anything, only has stuff given to him. He wants to find something for himself. Whereas in the movie, Antonio Banderas' character, he just basically wants it for not only for the glory, but to restore his family's name, because his family has something to do with the original expedition that to sail around the world that amassed this treasure. So that's what, like, the difference between the video game and the movie's version of this the movie's version of Rafe, or what they Rafe like character. Joe is the Nadine like character, and she's more of the character. She's much like, somewhat like herself from the video game. She much like, or I want to say herself, because Joe's not a person in the video game, but she's more in line with the Nadine character. But except that she's like she has no redeemable qualities whatsoever. But in the game, Nadine did have some redeemable qualities, given that even if you like the character, because if you don't know anything about Uncharted 4, one of the biggest criticisms of Uncharted 4 was Nadine. And the fact that Laura Bailey voiced Nadine. If you don't know, Laura Bailey is the voice. She's the voice actor most famously for playing Kid Trunks in DBZ. So she voiced Nadine. And the problem with one of the major criticisms by Nadine was that Laura was a Caucasian woman. Laura was a Caucasian woman voicing a black woman in the video game. And that was just one. It's like off a side note, but it was one of the reasons why they hated Nadine. And then another reason why, because they made her like this over. Some people would say like she was too overpowering of two men or something. It was some stupid crap, but that's a little bit of side backstory about Uncharted 4. The reason why I do that is because, well, that's what this game takes inspiration from. This movie. We do get the actual characters from the game in the form of Drake, Sam, Sully, and Chloe. There is one person missing, and I would say it makes sense when you watch the movie, because you're like, okay, this is an origin, so she wouldn't be so this character wouldn't be here if that character for this part of Nathan's story, because this is when he first met Sully, met Chloe. And if you ever play the games, when you play the games and you meet Chloe, Nathan already knows who Chloe is. So it makes sense for this movie to show how he met Chloe, how he met Sully, how he got started, basically. So that it makes sense for one character from the video games not to show up. But if they make I have a strong feeling if they make sequels, which they are, this character is going to show up in the next couple of movies. What I will say about this movie is that this movie, for those, it's an adaptation. Remember that. Going into this movie, remember that this is an adaptation. So this is their own unique own story with elements of the game sprinkled into it. And they do that. They do it good enough for you to be like, okay, that's cool. I see how y'all blended these things in there. I see how y'all blended. Y'all took missions from the game to highlight this scene. Okay, I see how y'all did it. That's cool. I would say that to those who will enjoy this movie the most will be fans of the game. The people who play part 1 to 4 and Lost Legacies. Though they don't, that's probably the only game that they don't take inspiration from or don't have anything like, it's not anything hinted to Lost Legacies. Though I will say this before I get back on that subject, those who hated Nadine, the Nadine-like character is going to have a little bit something for you guys. So trust me, it's worth watching if you don't like Nadine, because you will get some satisfactory. But this would satisfy more. This was the people who would get most satisfied is people who play the games and know the story or whatnot. But you might get a little dejected, or you might have a little issue with how they handle the material. But it wasn't all too bad. If anybody truly says that they have a problem with this movie, you just want to have a problem with it, because it's not. I'm a fan. I played all the Uncharted, beat them, and I didn't really have a problem with it. I enjoyed myself watching this movie. You can't really. You got to give them props where props is due. They did a wonderful job with a beloved game. They didn't mess it up at all. Did they go overboard with the whole trusting each other thing? Yes, but I won't say. No, they did. They didn't do a bad job at all. This was good. This was a good movie. Now, those who haven't played the games, will you enjoy this movie? If it's worth going to see it? Yes, I would say yes, because if you find yourself on a Friday or a Saturday having a day off, don't got to go to work because you don't know what to do, this is a good popcorn eating movie. Now, with some of the stuff some of the callbacks to the game, will you miss that? Yes, because you never played the game, so you don't know what that callback is. You don't know what the significance of this scene is. You don't know that this scene is almost directly from a mission in the game. You won't know that. And they got a couple of scenes like that that's directly a mission from the game. But overall, you still will be able to enjoy it. I love the acting. The visuals was good. Tony Banderas is always going to give you a good performance. Though I do hate. The one thing I will say about this movie is, at a certain point, a certain thing happened to a certain character, and I'm just like, so this person was the true antagonist the whole time? That was that's my only problem with the movie, is that the antagonist of the movie is like, this person is like, okay, so this person was the whole, but why even, like, it didn't make sense, but when you see it, you'll understand where I'm coming from. But other than that, this movie was good. That was the only gripe. So I would give this movie 8 out of 10 big ups, because this was a great movie. This was not a great movie. I would say this was a good movie. Yeah, this was a good movie. You would enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it. I would definitely buy it on DVD. That's why I give it an 8, because it's a movie I will buy on DVD to put in my movie collection. Like I said, the only 2 things I didn't like was the overdoing it, just a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit of the whole trusting thing, and what you would call it, the whole thing with the antagonist. Also, I know I added a third thing. They just needed just a little bit more puzzles. It was a lot. I understand it's a movie, so you can't really add too much into it. I just need like maybe just two, possibly 3 more like clues and puzzles to solve. And I say this because this is truly meant to be saying as they kind of rushed it a little bit. But overall, yeah, 8 big ups out of 10. I recommend you go see it. But you let me know in the comments down below, without spoiling the movie, what you thought of the movie. And if you enjoyed my review, then you hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. And if you enjoyed this review so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification button. and do all those great things to let me know that you enjoy this channel so much that you want others to enjoy it with you. And it lets me know that I could give you more content like this, or what content to put out. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. Service announcement. I am trying. I got 2 videos of Elder Rings done. I'm going to upload them. They will be uploaded soon. So just stick with me. I didn't forget. I couldn't get. That's why you saw it was like a weirdness with the live stream. Like you saw, like you see like live stream videos, but you could, but it was only like a minute long because I was having problems with the live stream. But I'm working on that. But I did record the video, so you do get to still see me play them, and you get to see me play them co-oply as well. So be on the lookout for that. I'm out. Peace. I'm going to make some more videos.